Hi everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a new part. It's got a lot of different faces we're going to work on. We're going to offset planes, we're going to use extrusion, we're going to use our hole command. But this one's kind of complicated as far as putting things together. So it's a good one to learn and to practice your skills on so that you can start doing your own things. As always, please hit like and subscribe. It really helps. Also, the link to this drawing is in the description. So please click on that, download it before you start so you'll have it as a reference. All right, we're going to draw this part. It's got a couple of holes, a couple of cylinders, extrusions, and this bracket part down here. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll go home. We'll go to new part. And as always, let's get our units right. If you look at the drawing, it says all units are in millimeters. So let's go to Tools, Document Settings. Then we're going to choose our Units tab. And make sure our length is in millimeters. Apply and close. All right, let's start drawing. We're going to go to our 3D Model tab. And we're going to start a 2D sketch. Now, the first thing I want to draw is the actual bracket part, and you'll see why in a little while. So we're going to start here on the XZ plane. Now, we're not going to draw the cylinder yet, but we are going to draw a circle where the cylinder starts, and that's going to be our base point for a lot of things. So if we look, the arc at the top of that bracket where it hits the cylinder, that cylinder has a 50 millimeter diameter. So I want to go ahead and draw a circle. We'll go to our circle command and hit center point, and we're going to start our center point right here at the center. Make sure it turns green. Let's click on it and pull off, and let's type in 50 millimeters. All right. Let's hit the top over here so we can see everything. Now, we're going to trim this out, but we have our arc where we need it to go. Now, also, if we look at our drawing, the bracket flares out. Starting here at this quadrant, we go straight down 65. So I'm going to draw a line. And I'm going to go right here to this quadrant. It's going to turn green. And I'm going to come down 180 degrees, and I'm going to type in 65. I'm going to right click to get out of that command, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. We're going to come down 180 degrees, and I'm going to type in 65. And I'm going to hit escape to get out of that command, and let's go to our top. And now we can see everything. All right. Now, from here to here, that's 65 millimeters. And that goes to our next little, jut out. So we need to draw that. So I'm going to draw a line from the end point of here coming out 90 degrees. Now, let's figure out how long that has to be. The total width of the two little forks on this is 90. Okay? So the interior portion of it's 70, and that's a 20 offset. So we need to add that up. So we're going to subtract 10 for the width of it. So we've got 10. Then we've got 20 minus 10. So it juts out 20. So let's draw this over 20. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. And let's do the same thing over here, going in the opposite direction. Come out 90 degrees, and let's go out 20. All right, let's zoom out so we can see everything. Now I'm going to do this a little bit different. I'm not going to come down and go ahead and draw anything else. So what I want to do is draw a line here, and let's just do the width, and you'll see why I'm going to do it differently in a minute. And let's come down 180 degrees, and let's come down 10. Okay. Then let's go all the way over 20 plus 10 to give it the width. So that's going to be 30 at 90 degrees. And then we're going to come up here 90 degrees just somewhere, and let's draw it, okay? And let's end it. Now let's do the same thing over here. Let's go to this end point. Let's come down 10. And then let's come on over 30. And then let's just bring it up a good distance up here and hit OK. Now we have another measurement that if we look at it, this interior section right here, that cutout starts from this center point of this arc, 35. So we're going to come straight down 35, 180 degrees, and I'm going to type in 35. Now what this line is doing is it's giving us an endpoint to close this out. So I'm going to come to the endpoint of this line. I'm going to come over 90 degrees and make sure I cross this other line, okay? And I'm going to do it again in the opposite direction. And I'm going to come across. Now, we're going into our trim command. Up here, looks like a pair of scissors. Trim command. We're going to trim this off and make it nice and square. And there's our little cutout. But we still have one more trim to do, and that's going to be the top part of this circle. And what that's done is it has given us a closed loop that we can extrude. So we're going to finish that sketch. Let's hit our home button to come on out so we can see everything. Let's go to our extrude command. Now, if we look, that comes up 40 millimeters. So the distance we're going to choose is 40, and we do want it to go up from that base. So we're good there. Now, there's the first part of our little bracket, but we need to do a little bit more. So I'm going to start another 2D sketch. And I'm going to choose this face right here, the part that jutted out. And we're going to draw pretty much what's left with the little part with the hole in it and an arc. Now, it comes out 45 millimeters this way. But we've already extruded, so we're going to begin it right here. So I'm going to choose my rectangle command, and I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to come down. We know that's going to be 40, but it comes out 45, but it's 10 millimeters thick, so we need to subtract that 10 millimeters. So we're just going to come out 35. We're going to tab it, and 40 is already there. If it's not, make sure it says 40, and we're going to hit enter. Now, we're not quite done because there's an arc there. And if we look at it, that is a 70 millimeter radius arc. So we're going to use our arc command to draw that in. We're going to choose 3 point. And we always remember the 3 points are beginning, end, and then radius. All right. So we're going to pull this out, and it is a radius of 70. So let's type that in, 70. And there we go. Let's right click to get out and hit OK to get out of that. Now, sorry, I'm getting emails. Now we can go ahead and erase this because we don't need it anymore. All right. Now let's finish our sketch. All right, let's extrude that. Let's make sure we go in the right direction. We need to go in, and it's 10 millimeters thick. So we're going to type in 10, and there we go. Now we need to draw the other side. So let's come over here, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start a 2D sketch, but I'm going to use this face right here. this one. And we're going to do the same thing, but we don't really have to type anything in now. We can see it at the back, so we can use that as a reference. So let's start up here in the corner, draw a rectangle, and let's come all the way down here to the end point. Right click and hit OK to get out of that command. Let's do our arc command again. 3 point. Remember, beginning, end, and we can just grab out here and it'll automatically go to 70. Right click to get out of it. Let's right click on this line and hit delete to get rid of it. And we should be good to go. So let's extrude. And you'll see I made a mistake. So let's go back to sketch number 3. You know, I hate making mistakes, but I often do. But at least I'm going to show you a way to correct the mistake without having to redo it. So let's go to sketch number 2. Let's right click on it and let's edit that sketch. I'm sorry, that was number 3. I should have begun my rectangle somewhere else. So let's delete all these lines. We can leave our arc. It's good. Now, I should have started my rectangle here, not here. So let's go back. And let's grab right here. And let's pull it down to this end point. And let's hit OK. Now I need to check something here. So I'm going to dimension from here to here and see what it says. And that's 35.064. That's wrong. So I'm just going to type in 35. All right, and that adjusted it. Now, let's right click on, let me get out of that annotate dimension command. Let me delete that line. Okay, now we're good, I think. So let's go to extrude. Yes, we're good. We're 10, but we're going in. So let's choose direction number 2. And there we go. All right. Now we also have a hole that goes through both of these. So let's go ahead and draw that hole real quick. Let's start a 2D sketch and let's just choose this face, which was probably a mistake, and it was, so let's not choose that face. Let's start a 2D sketch, and let's choose this face. All right, now if we look at our drawing, the hole is right in the middle, so it's going to be 20 by 20 from here, 20 from the top of this, so let's draw a line. Let's find that midpoint. Turns green, and let's come down 90 degrees and 20. All right, and let's draw a circle there. Those holes are 12-inch diameters, so let's draw a millimeters. Let's draw a 12 millimeter circle, and there we go. Let's finish that sketch. Now let's go to our extrude command. We're just going to do a cut for these holes. And we're going to choose this. And for extents, we're going to go all. And that takes it all the way through. And there's our holes. All right, so we're good to go. Now we need to draw our cylinders and build up from there. So to do that, I'm going to go to my origins. And I'm going to turn on that first plane we drew on, the XZ plane, and I'm going to right click it, and I'm going to hit visibility, and I'm going to turn it on. All right, now this is important because that cylinder starts below where that bracket starts, and we drew the bracket on the XZ plane, so we need to create another plane to draw on lower. And if we look at our drawing, it begins 10 millimeters lower. So we're going to go to plane, offset from plane, and we're going to choose this XZ plane. And we need to go 10, but if we go 10, it goes up. We need to go 10 below, and we can do that simply by typing in -10. And we're going to hit OK. All right, so now we have another plane. Let's go ahead and cut the visibility of that one off and keep the plane that we just drew. If you look, it's 10 millimeters below everything, which is good. So let's start a 2D sketch, and let's choose this plane to draw on. Now, luckily, everything is centered where we want it to be. So let's draw our first circle, and we're going to choose this center point, and we know that the diameter of that's 50, so we're just going to come out here to the end point or type in 50 and hit OK. And we're going to finish our sketch. Now what we have is a circle that we're going to turn into a cylinder that's 10 millimeters below this bracket. So let's go ahead and extrude it. And if we look, this part of it, the 50 diameter portion of it, from the bottom goes up 80 millimeters. So let's type in 80 and hit OK. There we go. Now we can go ahead and turn this work plane off by right-clicking on it and unchecking the visibility. Now there's another part that is a 35 millimeter diameter portion. So let's draw it, and we're going to start a 2D sketch, and we're going to choose the top of the cylinder to draw on. Again, everything's lined up. The center point's there. No matter how high up we are, it's still there. So let's go to our circle command, center point, grab that center, and let's pull it out. What did we say it was? 35 millimeters. So let's type in 35 millimeters. And let's finish that sketch, and let's extrude it. According to our drawing, it goes up 16 millimeters. So let's just type in 16 here for the distance, and there we go. Now the only thing we have left to do is it's hollow. And what that is, let me look, that's a 20 millimeter hole straight through the top that goes all the way through. So let's do that. Let's start another 2D sketch on the top here. Again, our center point is lined up perfectly no matter what elevation we are. So let's go to our circle center point, go to the center and grab it, and let's draw a 20 millimeter diameter circle. And there we go. Let's finish that sketch. Let's go to extrude, and we're going to choose cut. And the distance is not a distance. We're just going to go all, which takes it all the way through, and we're going to hit OK. And there's our little cylinder bracket part. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Again, please hit like and subscribe. It really helps a lot. If you're having trouble with anything with Inventor and I can help you, just put it in the comments and I'll try and do a video to address that. Anyhow, thanks. Have a great day and good luck with Inventor.